Hello everyone, how's it going? So Summer Game Fest recently happened. Instead of doing a giant reaction video, which I usually do for like Jeff Keighley's award ceremonies and presentations, they're usually rife with copyright claims, and one time my video got blocked worldwide. I even got a threat from YouTube saying, hey, this video has to be taken down or what else. Like, it ends really badly. I've talked to Jeff before, even in person. He said they are working on it, but it doesn't seem things get any better. But instead, I wait for the presentation to be over, then I go through all the trailers to see which one interests me the most to do a reaction, and the number one thing that came to me is Final Fantasy VII Revelations. Now, this is part 3, the final part of the remake trilogy. I know a lot of people are divisive when it comes to the remake trilogy. I personally really love it. Like, yeah, I wasn't a fan that they were releasing it in 3 parts, but considering how big Rebirth was, it made sense in my opinion. Like, a lot of people said Rebirth was way too long. I disagree. That was the average, like the average length of a traditional Final Fantasy game, especially if you're playing it for the first time. So I didn't really think it was bad. In fact, it was my game of the year. I loved it. It was incredible in my opinion. But most importantly, the reason I loved it so much was the fact it kept players guessing. Like, a lot of people, like, I saw a Video Game Donkey's video and he was very divisive against it. He loved the original, but he hated the remake, and he kept listing all the factors that were in the original that are not in the remake. I like the idea that they took a different route. Like, it's a different timeline, essentially, to allow players to keep guessing what would happen towards the end, especially when you throw a wrench in the situation with Zack. Like, hopefully they show something with Zack, because that's the biggest thing of what people are wondering, what exactly happens with him, considering that this is not really spoiler, everyone knows, in this version he lives, but there's also, like, tears in the time continuum and issues with him being alive, causing divides and changes. But let's see.
Long ago, a shadow fell upon our planet. Guided by calamity, one man sought dominion through reunion. By his will, a star fell. A meteor called forth to bring ruin to all. But our planet answered.
Oh, it's Diamond Weapon!
Awakening mighty weapons to stand.
Is that Sapphire? Ultima Weapon. Oh, dude, they look so freaking cool.
Hope endures in those who fight.
Where's Vincent?
Long story short, the world's in trouble.
High wind, travel, confirmed.
What are we waiting for? Let's give Sephiroth the beating of a lifetime.
There's Vincent. Oh, is this the Midgard drop? No, you're dropping into the open world. Holy crap. Wutai.
You're mine.
Oh, Vincent is playable. And you can transform into the beast.
I'll make this quick.
Is he going to be able to transform into all of his forms?
The sky's the limit.
Whoa, sits. Oh, that is sick. His Dragoon abilities. And that's Wutai. Wait, what the hell? Tifa's new outfit looks sick. That Cloud has a new outfit too. He's wearing armor.
Oh my. Is that a weapon I see?
Oh, that's the new weapon type.
As far as I can tell, these things don't distinguish between friend and foe.
Save the planet by killing her protectors.
Rupee weapon. Ultima weapon.
Let us put your faith to the test.
Where's Emerald?
Cloud.
Oh my god, that looks so incredible. Oh my god.
Never would have made it this far without you guys. And I won't let you down. I promise.
Next year? And on all platforms?
Fulfilled. The journey ends here.
Remake. Guys, go play it. Support it. Look, I love this. Every one of them were bangers to me. I love this game. There is a gameplay trailer. We're going to watch that too. But my impressions. First off, biggest elephant in the room. They didn't show Zack, which is very alarming. I guess that's going to be a big revelation of what's going to happen. My theory for Zack is that he's going to experiment on Barret and Tifa. Like we saw, he definitely took Barret and Tifa. As for Red 13, Nanaki, we're not really sure, but I think he's going to experiment on them, and then Zack's going to have to either fight them. My nose always scratches when I'm doing when I talk, but I think he's either going to turn them into experiments, or Zack is going to rescue them, and he's going to find out they're soldiers similar to Cloud in the way that they're also infected with Genova cells and thereby subjugated to the reunion thing. So I think that's going to happen there, because they put, again, my nose, they put so much effort into Zack's weapon combat style. Like, it's completely unique in everything, and for the most part you only play with him in the main campaign twice, the beginning and towards the end of the game when you fight Sephiroth. You do have the training exercises, but I don't really count those because they're training exercises. You also play as Sephiroth there, which you do play as Sephiroth at the beginning, but that's also probably, they already created so many movesets and combos for him, so they said we might as well put him in some sort of playable way. But we didn't see Zack, so that's a thing. But there is a lot of stuff here to unpack in terms of, we saw Wutai, we saw the weapons. We clearly are going to fight the weapons, which I don't know how that's going to, like, we saw Tifa fight, traveling towards it. Are they going to have a Monster Hunter situation where you have Shinra and have different tiers where you have to weaken the weapon? Like, how are you going to fight? Like, they show Ruby is, like, literally towering over everyone. Like, look at these, like, these things are humongous. I mean, yeah, they're supposed to be humongous. Like, look how tall Ruby is. Like, actually, Ruby looks pretty short in comparison to what I think he might be. But regardless, this looks absolutely insane. It's also confirmed that basically this won't be the super boss, because Ruby and Emerald weapon were added to the North American release after the European release, I believe. But they were added afterwards as super bosses, but now they're staples. We haven't seen Emerald unless I'm missing something, but Emerald will be a very interesting thing to look at, but it seems they're going to be part of the game in that way. I especially love how they have this with Sephiroth. It reminds me so much of Kefka from Final Fantasy VI. I still have to play that Final Fantasy, but this is literally reminiscent of Kefka's final battle, also with Cloud being right there. But this looks absolutely fantastic. Can't wait for it. Vincent and Sid look also freaking amazing, but let's see the gameplay introduction.
Long story short, the world's in trouble.
So what are we waiting for? Let's give Sephiroth the beating of a lifetime.
As we reunite with our heroes, the meteor looms in the skies above, a constant reminder of your mission and the grave threats you'll confront as you embark upon your journey and face the epic conclusion of the remake series. Aboard the Highwind, your very own airship and the pride of the Shinra fleet.
So we're gonna get the Highwind right at the beginning? Oh wow.
Open world yet. From the outskirts of Midgar,
nice.
sun-drenched Midil archipelago, to the warrior nation of Wutai.
Damn.
Simply pick a direction and set sail. But how can you be expected to protect the whole world at once? You'll need to cover ground fast.
No way.
Jumping. No way, no how.
Don't worry, these parachutes are top of the line.
He's afraid of heights.
Pop, you'll be floating through the air like a feather.
At any moment in the open world,
oh wow.
to your destination and take a leap of faith.
You can tell they were inspired by Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom.
Will descend seamlessly from the sky above to the ground below.
Damn.
Where will the winds guide you first? That freedom is in your hands.
Wutai looks
No matter
amazing.
your destination, to defeat your enemy, you'll need a fighting chance. And that starts with your trusted allies. At long last, with the world teetering on a blade's edge, everyone assembles at Cloud's side, forming an epic ensemble of heroes, each with their own story that brings you closer together than ever. But a good unit needs more than friendship to save the day. It needs a disciplined combat regimen. The hybrid battle system, established in Remake and refined in Rebirth, is perfected in Revelation, putting even more power in
Synergy
your
attacks. Okay, cool.
Fluid, real-time action seamlessly switch between party members to even the odds. Then, when the fight calls for strategy, enter tactical mode to unleash a suite of powerful new spells and abilities.
Summons, access,
Create devastating synergy
cure,
with companions.
Magic Pot,
Call on
Titan, and
mighty summoned
Ifrit.
entities that can turn the tide of
So do we keep the summons, or did we lose them? Let's see how Vincent operates.
I won't return to my coffin until we've put Sephiroth in his.
Vincent is a deft gunslinger, capable of delivering precise
Deadeye
steel
from
shots.
Red Dead Redemption.
But there's more to this secretive former Turk than meets the eye. The the result of experimentation at the hands of Shinra. Vincent can transform into the Galleon Beast at the press of a button.
So Galleon Beast is it a limit break or he just transforms?
Skills of a certain ace pilot.
Does that mean we get Chaos in the other two forms?
Fight with ferocious results.
The Leaping Lancer, the Dashing Dragoon, the one and only Sid
Highwind.
Sid Highwind, the cantankerous pilot extraordinaire, joins the party.
Marked Lance ability.
Sephiroth. Sid's command of his lance allows him to rapidly close the distance for powerful strikes, or engage in sweeping area of effect attacks to bring a whole host of enemies to heel.
Nice.
To fully control the battlefield, skill with a weapon only gets you so far. To further augment your combat capabilities, try this on for size. Function integrated tactical
Oh,
suitwear.
they're bringing Jobs back.
Short allows you to further customize your
Oh
style
wow,
with
Tifa looks
uniform
freaking amazing. She's like a mix of Yuna.
Alongside your equipment and materia, Fitz gives you an extra edge in battle. And to face what's coming,
I wonder how they're gonna
all the
balance
strength
that.
you can muster.
Because in Final Fantasy VII Remake and Rebirth, hard mode
The planet itself
limits your
has
MP.
reached its last line of defense. The weapons, ancient beasts that are larger than life and capable of untold destruction. Will you be enough to stop them?
Also, it is like Monster Hunter. You use abilities and machineries.
Friends must unite. In Revelation, we come to the thrilling conclusion of the Final Fantasy VII.
Oh, we got the Scarlet situation.
Mission is clear. Take up your Buster Sword, equip your materia, and stand together.
Genova, without her head.
Time.
Does Sephiroth take her head?
These skies belong to me. Hope you're ready.
I mean, I think the biggest thing that I love about this is just a seamless open world where you go on the highway and they just say, yep, just go anywhere. Whether they're going to give it to you at the beginning, it's heavily hinted that you get it from the beginning. Barry's going to have a terrible time. I wonder if he's going to get over his fear of heights. But we'll see. But, I mean, Vincent definitely looks incredibly fun. We'll see how they balance him out considering his long-range attacks. Because in Remake, well, technically Intermission, the Yuffie DLC, she was so utterly broken that she made hard mode into a joke because she had elemental attacks. She can hit from long range for devastating damage, like with the Windstorm technique. She was just so fundamentally broken, they had to nerf her in Rebirth. Like, once I got my hands on her, I was like, okay, time to break everything. And they're like, oh no, we weakened her dramatically. So we'll see if they learned their lesson with Vincent, because he is definitely going to be something to balance out considering that his attack repertoire is all long range, so maybe they weaken him enough. The other thing is the Black Mage ability. Like, if they have different jobs, the problem with that is if they kept the same principles from the original and the from Remake and Rebirth. For those who don't know, when you play in hard mode, you do not replenish MP when you rest at benches, so you only have a finite pool of MP. There are ways to cheese the system to recover MP, the biggest being Soul Drain from Aerith, and other abilities. It escapes my memory, it's been a while since I played Rebirth, but there are ways to cheat the system in order to gain MP back, and there are also non-MP based elemental attacks that you can use. Like Sonic Boom is the biggest cheese that you can think of. It gives you bravery and faith while also dealing wind based damage, but there are a lot of things that I'm interested in. I want, like, the biggest thing on everyone's mind, including mine, I would believe, is the weapons fight. Like, we saw a short look at what they said the weapons are going to be, so it definitely looks like it's going to be like Monster Hunter, where you have different, like, machines, and you use these to weaken the weapon, maybe knock it down in order to deal damage. Like, it'll be, like, are they going to have, like, some sort of mini game where you play as the Highwind, and you shoot down Ultima weapon, and you fight it on the ground, and there's a lot of factors considering just the sheer size of the weapons. Like, anyone who's played the original Final Fantasy VII knows Diamond Weapon in particular. You literally fight him on the ground, and he's, like, I forgot, 100 feet tall, and one of the biggest memes is, like, seeing Tifa suplex him, like, in Final Fantasy VI with the train boss. But overall, this looks absolutely fantastic. I can't wait for it. I am coming from a place of bias. I love Final Fantasy. It's one of my favorite franchises of all time. Granted, my favorite Final Fantasy game is Final Fantasy IX. I don't think that gets enough credit. A lot of people tend to default to Final Fantasy VII and Sephiroth, but there are so many other characters. I think the least notable ones are the ones that came before the 3D Final Fantasies, like Final Fantasy VII. Everything below that like a lot of people forget. And I think Final Fantasy 12 also doesn't get enough love with Ash. A lot of people, when they saw that game, still compare Ash to Yuna, even though they're two radically different characters. But overall, this looks very pleasing. I can't wait to see how they extend and build on this. There are a lot of things that are rushing through my head about everything that happened in Final Fantasy VII and how they're going to execute this further. But the biggest thing, they didn't show anything with Zack, so that's also a big question, because in Rebirth, when you play Zack, you can't change or customize his equipment at all, but here they show extensive customization with materia and jobs, so not sure if they're going to play that with Zack as well, or is he going to be in much in the same fashion as Rebirth, where he's only in very exact situations and you can't do anything, you just kind of play as him. He's more or less like a Last of Us situation, where he's just kind of the movie part of the game, where you just go through the flow and motions. There's very limited combat situations, even when you play with him with Cloud versus Sephiroth. I think a lot of us pick Cloud because we've had so much practice with him, and then you trying to play as a brand new character like Zack, it really it sends things it just makes things very difficult. You don't get a lot of practice with Zack, but this definitely looks like something I can't wait to play. I really hope this gains more traction. I think the biggest thing they should do, which they're doing here, is release it later in the year, because I think a lot of people forgot about Rebirth when it launched. It launched in February, I believe. I do remember it launched at the beginning of the year that it would launch, so anything launching like January, February, or March tends to be forgotten during the later part of the year because of new game fatigue. Or a new game, I think it's new game fatigue, whatever, but most people remember the new games over the games that came out earlier in the year, so releasing games early in the year tends to be to their detriment when it comes to gaining acolytes and even like game awards. But hopefully that this game does very well. I loved the remake, I loved Rebirth, and I can't wait for this one. But tell me what you think in the comments below. That's it from me, goodbye.